Hi, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Thank you for stopping in on SPTV. And I am Rachel, as in Rachel G. Palmistry. And yes, I'm going to read palms tonight. So, I'm sure that Richard has actually put an email address somewhere that you can send photos that you will take with your cell phone, that you can actually send those pictures to that email that he has posted somewhere in the chat or perhaps underneath the stream itself. And what I need for you to do is, if this is your first time ever getting your palm read by me, this is how it works. We need to make sure that there's great lighting, that it's in focus. That's a big plus, okay? It has to be in focus. And from the wrist, the entire diameter of the hand, okay? Meaning from the wrist to the tips of each finger has to be able to be seen in the photo, or else we can't use that photo, okay? Now, which hand, right? Well, if it's your first time getting your palm read, I focus on your current life. So that means that the hand that you would literally sign your name with, take a pen and sign with, right? That is your dominant hand, meaning your current life, okay? So if you could go ahead and do that, I'd really appreciate it. Now, a little bit about me. I am on here thanks to Richard. Thank you very much, Richard, for having me. I have a... Richard is the producer. That's who is in my ear right now, and that is who is chatting to you, and probably Terry as well. She's a lovely, lovely lady. But Richard is the producer, and he is the pretty much the backbone of SPTV. And he has me on here as a fortnightly show, or bi-weekly for people here in the US who might not know what that means. So I will be here 2 weeks from now again. And I have been reading palms for over 30 years. So if you are familiar with some of the lines and their names, I might call them something different, because I have kind of been doing it for so long. I've kind of blended different ways of reading palms into my own technique. So it's more of a soul reading than it is, what's going to happen next Tuesday in the afternoon. Am I going to get the job or am I not? Is somebody going to knock on my door? Am I going to get the bill for the water? No. No, that's not how I personally read palms. Stuff like that can be seen, but I prefer to use palmistry in a manner that could actually benefit, hopefully, your energy, and kind of give you an idea as to how to maybe approach something with a strength that you might not even be aware that you actually have. Now, also, I want to tell you that there are certain lines on the hand, and this is a scientific fact, that will change every 6 weeks to 2 months. And that's where you find that palm reading. That's where you find life, because those lines are always changing. But there are also lines that will never change, because they were on you when you were in the womb at around 4 to 5 weeks old, okay? So, I like to focus on the shape of the hand. I like to focus on the fingers. It all depends on where I'm kind of nudged spiritually to go. And I'm looking forward to tonight. I hope all of you are. If you ever have any questions about any of these mini readings, I like to call them, because we only have, maybe an hour and 15 minutes here for the show. If there's ever any question, or you feel I left something out, reach out to me. Please, just reach out to me. I love to talk palms. You'll probably be like, shut up, Rachel, which is what he does sometimes, okay? So okay. All right. Richard is just saying to me that I need to assure you that the poems are picked very randomly. There is no, pick a number system. There's nothing like that. And once the show is over, those photos are discarded. There's no stockpile of, people's palms somewhere. That doesn't happen because I view this as a very personal thing. So be brave. That's what I ask of you. Be brave. Get that hand out there, but be brave because remember, this is online. It is. It's out there. It's on the internet. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on Facebook. So remember that. And I promise you, I do have a filter. So I know, when not to say something, okay? So toward the end of our time today, I'm going to do what I like to call rapid fire tarot readings. You like that, Richard? I came up with a name for that. Where I will spend maybe a minute with each person. Richard will just, put a person up on the screen for me, and I will pull a card, a tarot card, and I will talk about it very briefly, and then we'll move on to the next person. And again, if at any point in time you have any questions about those cards, those readings, what I had to say, reach out to me. You can find me on the Spiritual Psychics TV website, which is spiritualpsychicstv.com. You can message me through there. You can also find me on Facebook at Rachel G. Palmistry, Instagram, TikTok. Just plug in Rachel G. Palmistry. You're going to find me, okay? You're going to find me somewhere, right? So for tonight, just so you know which deck I'm going to be using, this is the one I have been using for, I don't know, over a month, maybe 2 months now. And it is called the Light Seers Tarot deck by Chris Ann. Absolutely love it. But just in case you admire the cards and you want to know, this is the deck. So, Richard, are we ready? Okay. Non-stop images. Oh, okay. I remember. This is how this goes. Okay. So how many? Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. That's, yeah, last time I was on, Richard's just telling me there were 30 photos of palms sent in. Obviously, in an hour and 15 minutes, we didn't get to 30 hands, okay? So it's just very random. Hopefully, your hand will be read tonight. But if it's not, please just keep hanging in there and keep showing up because, right, okay. Okay, if the email that you send to Richard with the photo bounces back to you, it's because his email is full of photos of palms. So don't worry, just keep trying to send it in, okay? And he's still getting them, oh boy. Well, thank you for all the interest, everybody. And just so you know, hey, little shout out over on Facebook and on YouTube, actually. Tomorrow, I'm going to be having a little discussion free about the super moon tomorrow, the flower moon, which also happens to be a blood moon, which happens to be a lunar eclipse, which happens to be just about everything going on. And that'll be at 7:30 p.m. my time, which will be very late for everybody in the UK. It'll be 12:30 a.m., meaning you should be in bed. But if you can't sleep, come on in and join, okay? It'll be a lively discussion. I like to talk about certain astrological stuff and things like that, and maybe pull a card just to see what the general energy is for the next month, which will be June. So, yeah, please join, come, and be merry. So how are we doing over there, Richard? Okay. Yes, please. Okay, Joanne Lewis. Alrighty. You are having your poem read. Yay! All right. Now, because a palm reading for me can go on forever almost, when I do this show for SPTV, I only focus on the thing, or try to only focus on the thing that really stands out to me. No, we didn't. I was wondering about that, Richard. Oh. Oh, how dare you? Um, no, I can't see. I'm sorry, if you could hear what's going on over here. Yeah. Okay, we'll come right back to you, Joanne. I promise. We're gonna say some hellos first. Yeah, we're gonna do this really quickly. Not your palm reading, but the hellos, so we can get back to you. All right. Yes. Hi, James. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Hi, Susan. Hello from Philadelphia. Wow, Philly. Hey, Loretta Rose. Miss Loretta Rose made it. Hi, Chloe. Thank you for stopping by. Hi, Kim. Hey, it's been a long time, Kim. I remember you. Hi, Starla. Like the name. Beautiful name. Good evening, Lorraine. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, Benny. Hi. Hi, Lorraine. Thank you for coming on by. And yeah, Joanne. Yeah, that's your hand, Joanne. Hey, Cherry. From Tasmania, Australia. Wow. All right. Hi, Emma. Thanks for watching. Hey, Sarah Jane. Audrey. Thank you. Hi. Hi, Yvonne. Hey, Stace. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Rosalind. Good morning. Hi, Karen. I don't know where you're from, Rosalind, but hey, okay, good morning. Hi, Christine. Hi, Christine. Good to see you. Hi, Andrea. Oh, South Wales. Wow. To Karen? Okay, Karen, we're going to give you a card at the end, just so you know. Okay, hi, Mandy. I recognize your name from Ireland. Ooh. Hi, Allison. Another Rachel. Hello. I wonder what your middle name is. Hi, Mandy. I think we just. Richard, you're confusing. Hi, Cindy. This is going by so fast. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. All right, yes, come on. Yeah. Okay, first off, hi, Emily. But I still have Emily's hello on the. Okay. Okay. Hi, Joanne. Nice hand, by the way. You have a beautiful, beautiful empathic hand. And the fact that you are wearing a ring on Mercury obviously is going to pop right out at me. Okay? Now, a couple things I want to tell you about your hand is, are you, like, do you do this type of stuff? Like, do you actually, I'm kind of picking up from your hand, the lines in your hand, okay? And the shape of your hand, and where, like, the appearance of some areas on your hand are kind of telling me that you are very psychic, that you are very empathic. Do you do this type of stuff already? If not, I highly recommend it. Okay. It could actually help that stress that you have. Now, why do I say stress? Well, because your lifeline, which is this line here, okay, hope you can see this line here, right? That is your lifeline. And at the beginning of your lifeline, you have a lot of stressors that are cutting through it. Now, that is from when you were very young. I don't need to know how old you are. I'm just going to say that, how to put this? You're here, this may sound a little heavy, Joanne, but you're here to actually provide guidance for people. So I don't know, maybe you are a social worker, maybe you are some kind of guidance. That's what I keep having in my head. And especially, you're a medium. Okay, perfect. So the fact that you have that ring on Mercury, which is the little pinky here, right? Mercury is that truth guy. He is, even though he's the messenger and he's all this, right? And sometimes he can twist things around a little bit. He stands for that absolute backbone truth. You've done a lot of self-healing. Okay, perfect. Now, if you notice, your finger has a curve to it. The closer the fingers get to the palm is what's associated to who you really are, that you don't really show people at first, okay? So the fact that this has a curve in it means that the more people get to know you, they're going to see an artistic and a creative side to you, because Mercury on the bottom segment is bending toward Apollo, okay? And Apollo is that self-care, and as you just said, self-healing, right? Self-care, artistic, creative, think of expressing everything with adjectives. That's Apollo, okay? So it's a moonstone, and you have it on Mercury? Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Are you now we're going to talk about stones. Okay. Get in touch with me, Joanne. I actually have a crystal suggestion for you about that moonstone and your fingers, okay? And why I say that is because of the space in between the tips that you have going on, right? Now, my advice to you is you have to understand how respected you are, but yet how much of you is still untapped. Meaning that there is so much gift in you that it's up to you whether you want to open it up or not and actually use that to help others, or if it could be a little overwhelming. So now is the time to study. And why do I say that? Because of the shape of your fingers and because of your wisdom line, which is joined to something called your presence line. So the more you work with this gift that you have, the more you study, the more you apply it and you actually use it with others, the I don't know, the brighter your light is going to get. You, if you think it's nice and bright and shining right now, it's just going to be like blinding, okay? And I know that may sound very abstract, and but that is the best way I can put it. It's very, very, wow. And your thumb, okay? That, let me warn you, you do not have to be a people pleaser. All right, you do not have to be a people pleaser. So don't feel you have to hold back in order to fit in, because that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Everything, your lines, your hand represents your energy, and your energy isn't meant to dial itself down just to get some kind of approval from other people. Be you. Stand tall, and you know it. Okay? Mercury is the backbone. Okay? Think of that. And you have that moonstone on that finger. But I'm really, really thinking you need to have a carnelian on there. But hey, you know, whatever. So I hope that helped a little bit. And if you ever want to talk about what you're doing or anything, please just reach out, okay? I hope that helped, Joanne. I hope that helped. Okay. Well, that was a great way to start off the night. A medium, wow. Yeah. Oh. All right, so let me see if I can actually scroll this a little bit. Yeah, I cannot see the bottom. Yeah. Yes, will do. Oh, I apologize, Richard. Oh, um, okay, all right. Okay, all right, everybody. Okay, one palm, one hand. Meaning the one that you write with, only one photo. Some are sending in multiple photos, and Richard is having to try to weed through all of it, and his email account just can't take it. So please keep that in mind, all right? And if you are very, very tech savvy and you understand when I say please try to keep the size of the file down, then please do that. That would help as well, okay? But if you don't understand what that means, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. Oh, Marcus, really? Okay. All right, Marcus. I'm reading your hand. Oh my gosh. Marcus, well, it's not very clear, but I don't know if that's my doing or what. But okay, Marcus, everything, I'm just going to say it, Marcus. Everything I have thought about you, your hand just confirmed. So you're like, what? right? What does that mean? Right? You are such a warm energy, and you are a very, very old soul. Okay? Now, a couple things with your hand is that the give that it has, obviously, you can see it's like a little squishy pillow. Every part of your hand is like a little squishy pillow, right? That means that you have so many facets of your energy that you have yet to tap into, okay? And it's just amazing. It's just amazing. Now, by what I can see of your lines, because it is a little blurry, perhaps the lighting when you took it, whatever, we'll get through this. If you notice your lifeline, which is this, right? Go over here, which is this line right here, which follows the Mount of Venus, right? If it were to wrap around and go around, that would mean that your energy was actually going to be reincarnated. That's what a lot of different forms of palmistry say, okay? And I cannot see if you have a line forming to do that. I think I see one kind of branching off, but if, as you can tell, your lifeline is so very deep, and then it just kind of stops. And I think there is a little tiny line that just is newly forming, that's starting to wrap around, which means that if you do not tap into all of these gifts that you do have, you will most likely come back. Now you may say, what are these other gifts? Well, first off, do you see how close your fingers are at the base? There's really no space in between any of them, is there? That means that when you are out there in public and you are working with people, you are using every inch of who you are. You are using your self-esteem. You are using that proverbial mask that we all put on in order to do work, right? And I don't mean, that thing that we're all having to wear. I mean that kind of front, the shield that we put on, right? And the fact that Jupiter is the same length as Apollo means that if you were to go, oh my, Marcus, have you ever painted? Have you ever been a painter? One of my guides is just showing me these really tall, very narrow paintings, very, very tall paintings with like yellows and greens in them. And I know I got like a green and blue background behind me, but they're showing me all of these different paintings, and I really think you need to paint. I really, really think you need to paint. This is really strange. This is really strange what they're showing me. But when you have Jupiter and Apollo the same length, it often means that the creative side is kind of joined with the self-esteem. So the more creative you are, the better you are going to feel about yourself, and the stronger your energy is going to be. When it comes to like that downtime, if you need to rest or whatever, you will actually be rejuvenated by being creative. You tried painting? Okay. You need to go back into it. Don't let it intimidate you, because it is blank. Okay? I'm being told to tell you that. Just because the canvas is blank, don't let it intimidate you. It only may be intimidating because you are used to working with things, people, energies. Obviously, they have a lot going on. My suggestion is to paint with your eyes closed and really get into it and use your hands. Wear a pair of gloves and do some strange kind of hands-on stuff. And you painted an eagle once. I'm talking tap into that side of you that is that subconscious side, and just make more of a spiritual painting than an actual, what's the word I'm looking for? Any kind of lifelike, I can't even think of the words, and I went to art school. Marcus, you're getting me kerfuffled. You're getting me kerfuffled. So much untapped gift in your hand, and I'm not trying to like boost your ego or anything, Marcus. This is just so amazing. It's really amazing. Put it on canvas. I don't know. You have like the hand of, go look at Picasso's hand. Compare your hands. Compare your hand. You will be shocked what you see. You will be shocked. You have the same hands as Picasso. Now, the other thing is that because your lifeline is so very deep, you feel things on a different level than a lot of people around you, right? Put that in those paintings. And why I am seeing these really, really tall and narrow canvases with all these really intense colors, I don't know. I don't know. But please look up also an artist named Richard Anuskewicz. And I know you're probably like, what? Right? But I am telling you stuff that I am hearing, not from Mr. Producer, but from my guides. Richard Anuskewicz was a op artist who dealt with tape in order to create different layers of geometrics on top of canvas, so it's almost a 3D effect, okay? And you will release so much stress, and you'll be tapping into an area you never really fully tapped into. And it's also going to actually work with your chakras when you're doing that. So it's going to be really good for you. And keep in touch. I want to know how this journey goes if you do decide to go back into painting, because that's like the first thing that screamed in my head. So, yeah. Yes, Marcus. Okay. All right. So, I am to tell everybody, especially over on Facebook, because this is over on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. If somebody approaches you and says, offers you a reading or tries to get you to entice you to have a reading with them while any of the SPTV shows are going on, not just mine, please report them, ban them, do whatever, because that's just not good. That's not the way things work. We like to keep things very clean, and that's just fishing, and that's a horrible way to go about things, okay? So keep that in mind, all right? So if somebody does approach you, just report them, let everybody know, hey, this is what happened, and we'll take care of it, okay? All right, Karen. Karen Thomas is next. Karen, wow. Wow, could you, I hate to add, there you go. Thank you. Thank you. See, you knew what I was getting at. All right, Karen, and I still cannot see. Gotcha. All right. So, Karen, right off the bat, all right? Karen, your lifeline. We got that anxiety. We got that anxiety from when you were younger, okay? I get it. We all have anxiety, right? I mean, we're all going through life together, right? And we all come across situations that just kind of nag at us. Well, that anxiety, you have to find a place to put it. Do not keep that anxiety. Do not, it's not yours to hold. You may have been, don't be anxious. Okay, don't, if you're anxious about this palm reading, don't be, okay? Don't bite, okay? But if you do have, like, you know, general anxiety thoughts, right? A lot of stress in your life, maybe even some PTSD, right? Please, there are ways to work with it. There are also ways to help rid yourself of that burden, all right? And why am I saying that? Well, first off, let's look at the other lines on your hand, right? Now, you really, really should have two other dominant lines. See, most people have three, okay? We're talking about like 95% of the entire planet have three main lines on their palm, all right? And thank you for that, Karen. Thank you. I'll take that compliment. All right, so, and those three lines, just to catch everybody and get everybody up to speed, it's the lifeline, it's the wisdom line, which goes straight through the middle here, and then we have the relationship line, okay, which is the top. Now, look at your hand. It's very apparent, your lifeline. And it kind of fades in and dips in and out, right? Meaning it gets deep, then it gets lighter. And that's because of that anxiety, right? So please pick up a hobby. And I want to tell you, try knitting. I don't even know, or crochet. Do something with your hands. But I see like crochet and knitting and stuff. I don't know. Don't know if you're into that or not. That is very meditative. You might want to try it, okay? Now, the other thing is that your relationship line and your wisdom line, they're not really there. What is there, though, is kind of one main line, okay? You are more likely to be a newer energy. And I'm going to venture to say that you are of the indigo, okay? Now, you may say, what the heck does that mean, right? That just means that you may feel like you don't really have a place where you belong, that you may feel kind of like no place, that there really isn't a place where you could call home, okay? It's okay. There's a lot of you out there, but let me explain to you why you might feel that way. That's because of those lines. Read up on what it is to be an indigo child. You're going to find a lot of different references to autism, such as Asperger's, Down syndrome even. We're not really talking about that. We're talking about the spiritual indigo side of things, okay? So I got you 100%, okay? All right. So please read up on it because you are not alone. You are not alone. There's a whole faction of people like yourself that feel the same way, okay? So don't give up on you. Also, the fact that you have such a very dominant Saturn finger, and you're wearing a ring on Saturn, and you're also wearing a ring on Apollo. But if you notice, those two fingers are kind of close together, aren't they? They're kind of closer together. That is found on somebody who feels they have to wear a mask or perform in a way that is not really who they are when they're relaxed. Like they have to pretend to be someone else in order to kind of fit in, okay? It's okay to be you. It is. You're here, you exist, just like all of us. The energy that makes you you exists. And I'm gonna say this, Karen. Come on now. Come on. I need you. I have something that I would like to say to you that is not bad. So don't be like, don't freak out or anything. It's just more on the personal side. So if you would like to hear it, just gratis, this is just something I would like for you to hear and not everybody else to hear. Please just drop me a line and I'll send it off to you, and I will even tell Richard what it is so he knows what's going on, okay? But Karen, hang in there, lady. You're not alone. You got this, okay? Don't be scared. Don't be scared, okay? Don't be scared. I wish I could get... It's okay. Okay? It's okay. Now, Yes. Okay. All right. You're in the right place, Karen. Okay, let's just get that right out there, right? SPTV fan base, viewers. It's like a little family. It really is. You are in the right place, okay? And you just happen to come across me. Hi. Now, check out the website, spiritualpsychicstv.com. It's a wonderful place. It really is. And every night, 8 o'clock, starting at 8 o'clock, every night, there is some kind of a show on YouTube and on Facebook through SPTV, okay? That's the abbreviation of Spiritual Psychics TV, okay? But please, I would like to speak to you about something private, because you are a very private person, and you're not alone. Come on. So take a deep breath, focus, okay? Focus. Get something cold to drink. Do whatever you gotta do. Put on some music. And I hope that helped you, okay? And thank you for showing up tonight, Karen. Thank you, okay? Remember, you're not alone. Nobody is. Truly, nobody. And neither are you. You're loved. All right. Okay. Richard just put the link to the website, right? To the fan page on Facebook and on YouTube. You should see it there in the chat, the link, and it's free to everybody to join, and it is like a little family. It really is, okay? Okay. Aw, Karen, take a nice drink of ice water. Okay, there it is there on the screen too, okay? And I hope to talk to you soon. You hang in there. Reach out. Okay? All right. Who do we have next, Richard? Okay. Benny. Okay. Benny. Okay, which part of that? Okay, all right. Benny, you're getting your hand read. In a moment. I'm asking for Richard to yell. If you guys could only hear this. Oh, okay. All right, Benny. Look at that hand. Ow. All right. Water. Water. Okay. Right off the bat, you have had such a life. Wow. Why do I say that? Because of this whole area, which is called the Mount Venus, right? That represents social interaction in every one of those lines that go this way, okay, from the base of the thumb toward the lifeline. That represents some interaction that more likely than not was negative, meaning you got mad, upset, or it just kind of sticks with you, it lingers, you think about it every once in a while, right? And you have a lot of them touching your lifeline, right? So, good thing is that you have to understand how respected you are, Benny. You have a line going up through the middle of your hand, which is called a presence line. Some people call it a fate line. I call it a presence line. Because what it means is that people will be like, ooh, Benny's here. Benny's here. Well, we can't start dinner. Benny's not here. You know, people know when you are around. They feel it. They respect you in a way that I don't think you quite understand. They see you in a light that you don't really understand yet. And let me tell you what that way is. Do you see? I can't really see how long Jupiter and Saturn are because the picture's cut a little bit. Okay, yeah. Negativity in the past. Well, because these two fingers are together, as you notice in the photo, and there's a little tiny space in between these guys and Apollo, means that you will put this brave face on, almost like armor. You'll almost put on armor to get things done, to help those people that need to get helped, no matter what. You will be there. You will do it. You will do it. And you will also make sure that they are taken care of. But what that little tiny space also says is that you will put your needs on the back burner to do it for others, to get things done for others. And because Mercury is standing way by himself, and there's that huge gap in between these three and Mercury, that means that when push comes to shove, it's gonna take a lot for you to blow up and really tell people like it is that they need to step back and mind their business and to lay off. But when that button is pushed in you, because of the shape of the finger, you will have so much to say that it'll be like, you know, they will be left in the dust. Their minds will be blown. They'll be like, oh my, I didn't even realize I was doing that. Because you are highly, highly perceptive. Okay? Thank you, Benny, for verifying that. So, because you are so highly perceptive, meaning you can just pick up on the minutia, right? Tiny, tiny details that people do not say. And that is because, now get this, that is because you have shoved down inside of you all of your responses to that negative stuff that happened to you. That's experience that you have been able to kind of mold into a life wisdom. I really feel that you should, I don't know, maybe are you writing a book, journal, poetry, some kind of strange, I also see newspapers. I don't know why I see newspapers with you, but I see newspapers. And yeah, I do bite my tongue in life and have done so. Okay, all right. No, if that button gets pushed and you see something happening to someone, speak your piece. Speak up. You need to do that. You need to do that. Okay? Because you have wisdom that you can provide to others that will help them. Okay? And it's an unfortunate thing, but that's what happens a lot of times in life, is that we get molded into a certain construct because of karma, and that's a whole other ball of wax that we will not get into tonight. But yeah, so Benny, you're also an empath, and if you want to read up on that, if you have not read up on what it is to be an empath, please, you are writing a book? Okay, all right. Here's a thought. Benny, have you ever thought of writing a column? You may be like, what do I mean by a column? I mean, on some kind of a blog. I know a lot of magazines and a lot of newspapers are going online instead of actually having paper, right? Perhaps you might want to contribute in that way as well, whether it be weekly or daily, okay? And if you want to know more about the empath side of you, I've read a ton of books, right? And I often recommend certain books that I've only read myself. I don't go into it blindly, right? And so if there is something that I could refer you to, or you feel I can, please reach out to me, and I will be more than willing to help that path, okay? Help that part of you kind of evolve. So I hope that helped a little bit, Benny, but keep writing, speak up, and think about doing, like I said, like a column, you know? Kind of like, I don't know if you guys have Dear Abby or anything over there, like, but we used to have a column here in the States called Dear Abby. And it would be in the newspapers, and it would be, Dear Abby, my son, blah, 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 and my daughter, blah, 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 and it would be basically an advice column. You could put your spin on it. It could go very far. And I'm happy that you're writing that book. Keep writing. Keep writing. And I hope that helped, Benny. Remember, reach out if you feel like it, okay? I understand this so much, and you have hit the nail on the head. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Benny. In any way that I can help you, let me know. All right. So who do we have next? Okay. All right. Well, have we really been on here for an hour, Richard? Have we been on here for an hour already? Mm. Okay. Well, I know how things are, right now. So why don't we, just for tonight, everybody, keep tonight a little bit on the shorter side. It is supposed to only last for an hour and 15 minutes, but usually I go on and on and on. But tonight, let's try to keep things on the shorter side. And Richard, if it is okay, maybe pop on over to do some tarot cards. Okay, all right. Is that okay for everybody? And just so you know, you might have seen me waving this around when I was just talking to Benny a second ago. This is actually a chunk of petrified wood that I really, really love because it looks like the bark on the outside of it, and it has this natural hole that's in it, which I'm just like constantly rubbing. But just in case you were wondering, because it does look really weird, it does look strange. So, petrified wood. All right. So, if you could, please. Pardon? Oh, that's right. Oh, you see how. That's right. All right. So, Richard, Mr. Producer, just reminded me of something that is rather a big deal that I forgot on my behalf. Okay. I have a palmistry course, a 101 palmistry course that I am actively teaching, and you can sign up for it by going to spiritualpsychicstv.com, and the last day for this particular run of it is, I think, June 19th, I believe. I'm not certain, but it is at 6:30 p.m. on Wednesdays UK time, and you get a little bit of a discount if you are at the angel supporter level. And I do have, some pamphlets and things and diagrams that I provide the students. So please, if you are interested in palmistry, reach out to me. I am teaching actively. Okay? I'm actively teaching. And yeah, and then hopefully after the 101 classes are finished, I will go into what I like to call more culturally specific forms of palmistry, because there are thousands of different ways of reading palms, such as, what you may not know is that Chinese palmistry, they will only read, no matter what, if you are a woman, they will only read your left hand. There is no past life hand in Chinese palmistry. And so obviously, if you are a guy, they are going to read your right hand only. So it's good to have that general 101 basic understanding of the lines before you start branching off into specific styles or ideologies of reading hands. So yeah, we'll be progressing on and on and on. Palmistry is going to take over the world, everybody. If I have any say in it, palmistry is going to take over the world. Yeah, that's right. All right. So here we go with some cards, everybody. Oh. Okay. First person, Trevor. Okay. Trevor, again. These are tarot cards. Love the hat, Trevor. Look at that hat. Okay. Now this is a very quick reading. Ooh, the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords, Trevor. You are aware of the conflict, but you are going to have to start getting, how do I put this? You are going to have to stop nitpicking and start prioritizing the issues that are going on right now so that you are not in this constant like MC Escher spiraling staircase. I realize this is also very much a I can't remember the sacred geometry like of an ammonite shell, but I can't remember what that's called. But her eyes are closed. It's the beginning of the suit, and as we all know, swords are conflict. Do not just try to figure out these nonstop thoughts over and over in your head. You are, whether or not you like it, you are going to have to make a decision, prioritize, and act accordingly, meaning create the movement that you need to make. All right? That is the card for you. Hope that helped a little bit, Trevor. Okay, who do we have next? You nitpick all the time. All right, Nia. Alrighty. Okay, quick shuffle there. Okay. The Nine of Wands. This has been popping up quite a lot, actually. Look at you here. The Nine of Wands. Now, are you guarding that boundary? Or are you going to light that fence on fire? Which are you going to do? Are you protecting what is yours? Meaning, are you finally standing up and saying, this is mine? To keep people from crossing the line? You know what I'm talking about, Nia. Or are you contemplating lighting the whole thing on fire and starting over from scratch? Throw what you can at this situation. This is a fire card. Understand that the energy involved with this card and involved with the situation that you are going through is quickly going to burn out. So I don't want to say don't let it really have a lasting effect on you, but pay attention to what happens after this has fizzled out, after this fire has burned out, because things will be different, but in a good way. Hope that helped. Okay. Yes. Okay, Karen. I will get to your message tomorrow. Okay, just so you know that. Thank you for reaching out. Okay, now cards again, Richard. Okay, Sandra, here we go. This feels fun. You heard what I just said, right? Oh, this, I knew as soon as I said it was going to bite me in the, that part. The devil. We have the devil card. Sandra. What temptations are in front of you right now? Now, don't be frightened of this card. Don't be, okay? This is a major arcana card, meaning a major life change. That's what major arcana cards are all about. There's one thing I'm going to point out on this card. He is beckoning for you to come toward him, right? But guess what? That hand is actually holding the puppet strings to somebody. So it's false. This will lead you nowhere. It will lead you nowhere. The temptation that you have before you is just that, a temptation. And choose wisely. Okay? I hope that helped. The glare from my light, it keeps hitting it. But, okay. All right. Because you don't want to be, you don't need your strings being pulled by anybody else. Your life is your life. And you've come through a lot. Sandra, you don't need anybody else doing that ever again. Remind people who's boss, okay? All right, who's next, Richard? Chrissy. All right, Chrissy. All right. Oh, the Emperor. Now with this card, this is somebody who has all of that, Mars, very masculine energy. Obviously, it is the Emperor. But there's something I'm going to point out with you, Chrissy, that I don't normally do. The 4, number 4. There is an archangel that is represented by the number 4, and that angel is Uriel. Okay? I don't know why I feel I have to tell you about that, but this card is like bringing up all that for me. Uriel is oftentimes overlooked, well, here in the States anyway. That's really all I can go by, because of what he stood for. And the Emperor is the number 4 card of the major arcana. So there is a major life change happening that has to do with all of this masculine energy. Pay attention to your birth chart. Pay attention to the time that you were born. I also, has nothing to do with this. This is more of like what I'm hearing in my head, not from Mr. Producer, but from my guides. If you can, find out how you got your name. Okay? I don't know what that's about. But the Emperor, masculine energy, may try to bully you and push you around. You're stronger than that. Okay? I want you also to look into the Archangel Uriel and find out how you got your name. And check out your birth chart and look for Mars. All right, who's next? That went a little bit longer than a very quick reading. You're clairvoyant. Okay. All right. Tracy. Okay. Quick shuffle. Oh, okay. This deck, see, I told you, this deck is great, right? This is the Light Seers Tarot deck by Chris Ann. Don't know if you can see, it's a little blurry. Chris Ann here, right? Chris Ann, okay. I know, right? Maybe I'll make my own tarot cards. Ooh. I've actually thought of that, Richard. Hey, hey. Ah, mhm, mhm. Okay, Tracy, very quickly. Guess what? Six of Cups. This card doesn't pop up very often in this deck. Don't know why. Enjoy the times that you have had. This is a memory card. This is a good memory card, as you can see by the imagery, right? Those people that bring you joy, those animals that just give you love without asking for anything in return. Cherish those people. And I also want to let you know that the 6 cards within the suits are often triumph cards. So understand, if you have nobody actually in your life as a relationship or something, if you have any kind of pets, if you have any kind of just, if you actually, I also, wow, do you volunteer at a shelter or something, an animal shelter? Well, if you do, you are so loved and you have succeeded so well in your life. Understand that emotions and love is a strength, not a weakness. And that's what this card is about. Good for you. All right. So, I think that's about it for tonight. Yeah. Keeping it a little bit early. And again, thank you, everybody that tuned in. And maybe next time when I'm on, we'll have it. We'll have a little marathon, meaning we'll go over the hour and 15 minutes, okay? But right now we've been on for an hour and 20, and I feel that's a good number. I feel that's a good number. Yeah, we have some shows on tomorrow. Live with Spirit tomorrow night, 8 p.m. UK time. So that means for Eastern Daylight Time, it would be 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and that's on YouTube. And also, that will also be on Facebook as well, correct? Okay. Okay, and that will be with Wendy Lindsay. Okay. All right. So that is me for tonight. If you've never met me before, well, that's how I operate. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you join me again in 2 weeks' time. And again, you reach out if you have any questions at all. And it was so great. And it was actually an honor getting to read for all of you. Hey, Evelina, I reached out to you. Check your email. I did. I reached out to you, Evelina. Please check your email, okay? Because I know you don't check it very often. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you. You have a lovely night as well. Thank you. All of you. Slightly off topic. Thank you, Sandra. I hope what I had to say for you helps a little bit, okay? And if you have any questions, again, reach out. Okay, keep in touch. Thank you, Jane. Richard, okay. So, hi. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. All right, perfect. But remember, everybody. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, everybody. Okay? I just want to quickly tell you how important you are. You too, Starla, okay? We're all so much more important than what we may feel like, because our moods change on a day-to-day basis, dependent upon what we're going through, okay? But we're here. You're here. And I don't mean on your phone, on a computer. You're very, very welcome, Joanne. You're very welcome, Joanne. It was really great getting to actually have a reading with you. But understand that your importance and the light that you bring to others, you're not really going to see. You're not really going to see, but understand that you're here for a reason and you exist. And you exist because you are just that important. So don't give up on you. Be your biggest supporter when you feel like nobody else will support you. Be your biggest supporter because you exist and you're here for a reason. Understand that. Let that sink in. I often tell people that because it is a truth. We're all energy, and all energy can ever do is change form. It cannot be destroyed. A scientific truth. Believe in it. And all of you have a great night. Everybody have a great night, a great day, a great afternoon. I love you all. You guys take care. Bye-bye. Good night.